I'm so excited. Okay, so if you guys have been under a rock for the past, God, I don't know, week, Call of Duty World War II is coming out in less than a day. Now, if that fact in any way disturbs you, then this video is for you. Disturb me? What do you mean? Well, if you're not sure how to go about playing boots on the ground game, oh, I'm your man. I'll tell you how to do it, okay? Just sit tight, and I'll give you the 3 tips that you need to use in order to still be beast at Call of Duty. If you started in the advanced movement era of Call of Duty and you're a little iffy about going to boots on the ground because you've never done it before. Now, I know a boots on the ground game was offered along with Infinite Warfare, but if you didn't get that, it was kind of pricey, I understand. So if you didn't get that, totally understandable, and you haven't really had a taste of boots on the ground gameplay yet. So hopefully this will help you out, because let me tell you, people are gonna feast on you if you do not know what you're doing, okay? People like me will feast on you, okay? Because things are changing. Things have changed quite a bit from the flying around, okay? Trust me, you do not want to be that little nooblet that is running around like a chicken with his head cut off, okay? I don't want you to be that person, especially if you're a subscriber of mine. Do not be that person. I will make sure you're not that person. So, here we go. Okay, hang on. There's one thing I gotta do before I get into it. Just forgot. You guys are probably wondering, what the hell does this guy know about anything? I started off in boots on the ground games, alright? I didn't start off with this advanced movement, none of that. As a matter of fact, advanced movement was new to me, like extremely new to me. Okay, so with that said, I will tell you that you, as a person who started with the advanced movement system, might have a slight advantage, if you take these tips, of course, might have a slight advantage over the average player that did not start with the advanced movement. So if advanced movement is all you know, you do have a slight advantage, and you will find out why in a second. Alright guys, let's get into the tips right now. Tip numero uno. That's tip number 1 for those of you who are culturally challenged. Relax. Stop running around. Stop jumping all over the map. And give that sprint button a rest for like 5 seconds, for God's sakes. You guys want to take it easy. Nah, I'm kidding. You guys want to be a little bit more cautious and more observant. So don't be running around like some fool, okay? Use your brain. Because if you don't, this next tip will tell you exactly why you shouldn't be running around like a fool, okay? So to wrap that first tip up, get yourself situated. Before you want to just jam down that sprint button, think. Just stop and think. Where am I going? Why am I going there? And who am I going to run into, okay? Because you don't want to be sprinting around, looking like a fool with your ass sprinting around, okay? You want to be composed and move with a purpose. Don't just run around, you know, just be smart. Okay, that was tip number 1. Tip number 2, or just tip number 2. Cover is your bestest friend, okay? Cover is that friend you tell all your secrets to, okay? Cover is that friend that brings you milk when you are out of milk and you want to eat cereal. Now, if you don't know how to use cover, that's okay. I won't judge you. I totally get it. Because you know what? Cover in the past few games is pretty much obsolete. Now, I'm not saying it's completely useless, okay? Don't get all mad. But it wasn't that important. You could fly around if you had enough skill, I guess. You could just fly around and just mow everybody over. But that's not gonna work for you in this game. Alright, you gotta use cover. So let's say you want to get somewhere and you have to run. You have to say, Izzy, I have to sprint. I have to sprint. Don't fret, okay? If you have to run somewhere, make sure you pick a route that has a lot of cover, a lot of places where you can hide your body and your head. Alright, so let's say you're taking a flank route anywhere, okay? You're running, you find cover, you sit there and you go, oh, who's around? Who's around? You be aware. Run, cover, look. Run, cover, look. It's like that. Now, I know it sounds really like OCD or methodical, but it will work, okay? Trust me on this. I'm the expert here, not you. You never played this, okay? Mr. Flying Boy or Girl. So you gotta listen to me. Tip number 2. That was tip number 2. Utilize cover, because guess what? They're not gonna fly over the cover and pick you off. You are safe as long as you can win the gunfight. Because I guarantee it, if you're running around and you hit cover every time you feel like, oh, they might be getting close, there's gonna be some schlub that runs like right past you, like, and then you can just pick him off. Like, it's really simple. And he'll be like, how did you do that? Because I watched Izzy's video. Okay, cover, best friend. Use it. It works this time. Trust me. Tip number 3. Power positions and map knowledge are very important. Now I know this is kind of like cover if you think about it, but it's also kind of not, because it requires you or a person sitting in one spot for kind of a long time. Like, in other words, I guess kind of camping. But you need to be aware of these positions and how powerful they are, hence them being called power positions. Now, here is where your guys' experience with the advanced movement system might help you out, because power positions usually in Call of Duty are a combination of a few things, but they usually include verticality. And ding ding ding, what have you been playing for the past few years, right? Games that featured a ton of annoying verticality. So you can utilize your previous experience to knock people out of those positions. But you can't just fly up there and knock them out. Okay, you have to be smart and you have to know the map. Okay, so this tip is kind of like a slash. So it's power positions, and then you put a little slash and mark that with map knowledge. Okay, knowing the map will certainly save your life, and on top of that, get you a ton of kills. So if you have the time and you are that dedicated to getting good stats, or you play competitive or whatever, I suggest you take some time, go into a private match or whatever the game features, and take a look at the maps, take a look at the spots, take a look at high positions that don't have a lot of weaknesses, because chances are those are going to be the power positions that I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So if you can kind of figure out where those are, you can also kind of figure out where enemies are going to be without using your UAV or whatever. Also, with map knowledge, you will get a better understanding of how to knock somebody out of that position. And maybe even you can utilize the power positions for yourselves. But this tip was kind of more of a heads up that people will be using power positions because they know that they are, again, viable. So keep a lookout for that. And if you are faced with someone in a power position, revert back to step one and remember to use your brain. Okay, that's how you beat these people. That's how you win this game. That's how you beast in this game, is you use your brain. It's a brain game. Okay, so let's go back. Let's sum this up, right? You got tip number one, which was be smart, use your brain, be cautious, and give the sprint button a little rest. Tip number two, cover is your best friend. Use it in any scenario that you are able to, because it will help you out. And tip number three, a warning from somebody who's played a lot of boots on the ground games: beware of power positions and know the ways to get people down from them, or even use them yourselves, because they can get you a lot of kills, okay? Because it's usually a combination of cover and knowing where people will be on the map. So you put those together equals a lot of kills. So knock people out of it and use it for yourself, and always be aware of your surroundings, okay? Alright, so that about does it for this tip video. I hope you got some use out of this. Hopefully it kind of made you realize what you're getting into with this boots on the ground thing. Or if you played boots on the ground before, you know what I'm talking about, right? This whole video is kind of like, yeah, I know this stuff. But hopefully you still enjoyed it. If you hated it and you hate my guts, subscribe, because guess what? I'll get better. So if you were new and this helped you out, subscribe too, because I'll do more stuff like it. Alright, now for those of you who are new, I really hope this helped you guys out and that you gain something from it and you beast come time to play this game. What I want you to do is, after watching this video, utilize the steps and post in the comments what your KD is, or what your KD was for that game when you first tried these steps, because I genuinely want to know if they worked out for you, because they work out for me pretty well. Alright, well, that's about all I have, guys. I really hope you guys enjoy this year and this new Call of Duty, because I am super excited for it. I cannot wait. And I hope to see you guys out there. You guys take it easy, and I will see you in the next video. See ya!
Save me.